Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikki and I am the Managing Director of Ingenious Personnel, which is a recruitment agency. If this is your very first time joining us on this platform, this is where we talk about recruitment, we talk about how to get employed, we talk about everything that has to do with employment. And on today's topic, we are going to be talking about how do you resign gracefully? How do you leave your employer, making sure that you do not burn your bridges? It's important to always leave in peace. So let's get to it. So let's talk about tip number one. So tip number one is the timeline. You want to make sure that you communicate your timeline in advance. If you are, or if you have started the process of going for interviews and meeting with various companies or meeting with various recruitment agencies, you will notice that there's one question that always pop up in an interview, and that question is, what is your notice period? I've sort of, I've sort of realized that some people don't know what does this question mean. So if you are asked this question, what is your notice period? Basically, it means how soon are you available? How soon can you join our company? When can we expect you to start? That's what this question means. It means when can you start? You need to make sure that you communicate this in advance with whoever is assisting you with this process. If you are going through and interviewing at the employer, they will also ask you the exact question, how soon can you start? Or if you're going through a recruitment agencies, the same thing will apply. They will also want to know, what is your notice period? How soon can you leave? Now, with notice period, it will then varies on the type of company and the type of role that you're in. Some companies, they've got a 2 months notice period. Some have got a 3 months notice period, depending on the type of position that you hold in the company. Some companies, they do let you leave immediately, and that is due to company policies. You know, that if, for instance, if you are in a sales position, I know that other companies might let you go immediately just to protect their clients and their information. That is absolutely fine because it is part of the company policies. So make sure that you communicate the timeline in advance. If you are unsure of the notice period and how soon you can leave, please go back to your contract and re-look at your contract or read your contract to make sure that you understand when you can leave. Or if you don't have a contract, ask your HR. Your HR should be able to tell you what is your notice period. Okay, now that we understand the timeline, let's move on to tip number two. Tip number two. So tip number two is the process. There's obviously a process, when you are embarking on this journey. Now, tip number two is, what is the process in order for you now to resign, properly resign? You need to draft a resignation letter. What goes on to the resignation letter? I get a lot of people asking me to type resignation letters for them. So if you are typing a resignation letter, you want to make sure that you are thankful in the letter. You're thankful to the company for what they have done to you. You appreciate them to have given you the opportunity to have worked for this business. So what needs to come out is, you could say something in the lines of, "Dear Nikki, thank you for giving me the opportunity to work as an HR person within your business. I have truly enjoyed my time here. I have learned so much in terms of my technical abilities. It is unfortunate that I have to resign from my role as an HR assistant. My last working day will be this date. Once again, I would like to thank the company and I wish the business all the best with all the future businesses that they're still gonna, something like that." So that is what you would say in your resignation letter. You want to come across as thankful. You want to come across as, "I wish you all the best and thank you." Once you have drafted the resignation letter, do not walk up to the manager and say, here, ciao, I'm out of here. You don't want to do that. So once you have drafted your resignation letter, you want to pick up the phone and you want to say, hi, Nikki, I'd like to set up an appointment to come and meet you because there's something that I'd like to discuss with you. And then once you go and meet with your line manager, you would then say, I found this great opportunity somewhere else, and it's providing me with so much in terms of my skill, in terms of growth opportunities. Therefore, I will be resigning from my position. Here is my resignation letter. My last day will be, I just want to thank you for everything that you have taught me, for everything that you have done to me. So you want to come across still as gracious. I am thankful for what you have done for me. I'm very sad to leave this company, but where I'm going, I've been offered great opportunities in terms of growth. So that's what you want to do in terms of the process. Now that we understand the process, let's move on. So tip number 3, guys. So you have now sent the email out to your manager. You've now managed that discussion with him or her. And if you really had a great relationship, I remember when I resigned from one of my jobs, I had such a great relationship with my line manager that I actually felt so bad for leaving her, and I actually teared and I was crying while I was giving her the offer letter, the resignation letter. So it depends on what kind of relationship you have with your line manager. So once you have done that, you now have to go and tell your colleagues, because they also deserve to know, right? They deserve to know that you're leaving, and it's best that they hear it from you than hearing it in the corridor at work. So you can do this via email if you want to, or you can do this personally if you want to. It's entirely up to you, but you need to let your colleagues know as well that you are leaving, you have served your resignation letter, and your last day will be this day. This also will be part of the conversation that you have had with your line manager, depending on what was discussed in that meeting. If your line manager is comfortable for you to have this conversation with your colleagues by yourself, then you can do that. But if your line manager wants to facilitate that, then you'll obviously have to abide to the rules. Now, once you have done all of this, you need to now start serving your notice period. And a lot of people, when they serve their notice period, they press cruise control and they chill and they relax and they act as if I'm here, but I'm not here. That's not what you should do on the time that you have resigned from your employer. When you have resigned and you have served your resignation letter, you still have that 2 weeks, that 1 month, that 2 months, depending on the notice period, that you still need to work. You still need to come to work. You still need to get to work at 8. You still need to leave at 5, at 4:30, at whatever time. You still need to practically do the work just like you did before. And if you're doing a handover to somebody that's taking over, give the person enough information to make sure that the business still flows while you are away. Okay, this is not a time for you to just relax and do whatever you want now. No, because you want to leave in peace. You want to leave graciously. You do not want to burn your bridges. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on these tips, and I look forward to seeing everyone on our next topic. Thank you and stay safe.